So since last time we'd been cracking on, taming, breeding a shitload of stuff. We were kind of getting ready for PvP and defending. We knew it was coming our way, we'd been scouted more, so we knew people were kind of going to test us, see if we were weak, and depending on how we reacted would genuinely depend on if we'd survive or how much the onslaught would last or how much people would push. Word of mouth gets around, more tribes attack, and you become very weak, and there's so many weird things that can get you wiped in half. You really have to play smart or you just get smashed. So we basically needed some shards for the ammo for if folk started soaking, and just in general for tech balls and whatnot down the line. Just, you always need element shards, it's just the way it is in the game. So we went over to Crystal Isles. Gen 2 wasn't open yet, or we'd have been over there and we'd have just got loads of element. And Genesis 1 was so heavily populated, whenever you went to farm it was either already done or you just got jumped, and these people PvPing over there and wasting the times. These are the guys that like look good at the start but they don't think about the long game, and likely these guys are going to get wiped within a couple of weeks and they're no longer going to be on the server. So we were trying to play it smart. We wanted to farm, we wanted PvP, but at the same time we didn't want it meaning we were wiped in a couple of weeks. Our aim was to stay on the server long term and hopefully become one of the main tribes, if not the alpha of the cluster. So that was a fairly successful shard run. We didn't get loads but we got enough. I'd made some ammo crates as we'd already capped all of the tech turrets and they advanced on the wall and wanted to be better prepared, so if folk did start soaking we have time to prepare and the ammo crates we can fill from. After that we hit up some Gen 1 games, as points are really useful early game and they basically stop you needing to meat run. You can farm hide like crazy in CP, especially with points being boosted on this server, so realistically it's the most efficient way to do stuff. So at this point we decided to get a few more members in. Like I mentioned, we weren't a full tribe and we needed to get more guys in because you know numbers count in a game like this. But when I'm recruiting I always check what they've been saying in other discords if I'm in mutual discords with them, seeing if they've been racist or toxic or anything, and if I see any signs of that I just fuck them off. It's kind of just standard procedure when you're on a competitive PvP game like this or even Ashes. But both members after that and the background checks, talking to people and having a little conversation with them pre-interview, whatever you want to call it, they kind of came through with flying colours. They seemed really sound guys. However, later on we did find one of them was a fucking sketchy cunt, much more than I could have ever imagined. Now the first red flag was the other member that joined with the guy at the time said he'd previously been in a tribe with him and he didn't have anything but negative things to say about him. Now I took this on board, told the rest of the admins and the main leaders of the tribe. Now the second red flag was how much he refused to join the VC with anyone after getting in and getting access to the tribe. Now that's a rule in a game like this, you have to be in voice comms for PvP, communication and generally just to keep the tabs on what's happening so you don't get insided, but generally it's a team game, that's kind of why you play. Unfortunately the guy had forgot English and now could only speak Spanglish. He said he couldn't really speak good English, but the interview his English was perfectly fine. He was coming out with the most bullshit excuses ever, and I kind of knew the guy who previously mentioned negative things about him was probably right. Then a couple of tribe members said a few of the things had disappeared, it was misplaced, didn't know where it was. I checked the base, made sure, you know, arc data and everything else, and yeah, lo and behold, the stuff that even I had placed had fucking gone. At this point it was almost a certainty the guy was an insider, but I didn't have 100% proof yet. Unfortunately, we all had to go out and do real life stuff. I thought I'll tell him we're going off, no one's going to be on to see what happens. Turned my PC off, started getting ready but was keeping an eye on log because it was telling me on my phone what was going on. I noticed he'd logged in at a time that he doesn't usually log in, and from that point I knew this was going to be something sketchy. He went straight onto the server, was on about 5 minutes, went to another map that he shouldn't have been going to, there was no point, so I knew he'd shuttled stuff. Turned the fucking PC back on, told the other guys I was the only one that could get on, and in the middle of me getting on I seen the motherfucker running over, he didn't click on I'd came and he was stealing all of our shit. Now I kicked him from the tribe, turrets killed him, found a bunch of shit, but unfortunately he'd stole loads. I told the guy I was putting a ticket in, he'd get Steam banned from the server, ID banned and whatnot, and he started, you know, making all these bullshit excuses. I said, meters, I won't put the ticket in, we'll forget about it. Obviously I just wanted the shit back. He met me and then I found out that he had stole my shit, but what pissed me off more, the stuff he'd stole he didn't even return. So that's what you see me kind of blowing him away. The good thing was though, just to like round this up and get it over with, to not speak about the negatives again, he ended up getting banned. He tried to inside a few other tribes by the sounds of it, and he actually ended up joining the tribe of the people playing on the server that were actually DDoSing the unofficial network, and they all got IP bans and totally fucked. So there is a good end to the story because these cunts always end up fucking themselves over. Now I'll end that and I won't talk about it again, but I thought I'd put it in because unfortunately this is part of the ARC experience. experience. But the way Ark is, you've always got to crack on. You either quit or you crack on. It doesn't matter about this shit experience. I knew we needed element. I didn't have the shit to get it. Gen 2 I'd just dropped, so this was kind of a shit time for someone to try and inside us, or the perfect time for another tribe to be sending folk out to inside tribes, because it helps them grow and become more dominant. It's a fucked up play, but it's just the way the game is. So I started farming element by hand, got enough that I needed to make the turrets and fill the turrets with some more ammo. Started cracking on with grinding gunpowder so I could make some more advanced, so we were filling the wall that we were starting to extend and the ammo crate. Started placing turrets and building the base up more, because after this we knew the guy had the full layout of our base, would have told his potential alliance or tribe. We didn't really know what was going to happen, but it kind of put us in a bad position and everyone knew that, so it kind of gave us another kick up the arse. We needed to really crack on and prepare, because we didn't know if we were going to get fucked or at least attacked. Then we went back to Gen 2 and obviously we got attacked as soon as we landed on the map.
I'm not gonna lie, I might not have a kit.
Got shot once with a turret. He's gone.
That's one hit away from blowing up, I'm not gonna lie. He's chasing it.
That's long, I think he got fight. One's gone.
So I quickly hit up a charcoal run to end the night off, and through the night I was messaging a guy to try and get us a better flak BP and mastercraft yarn that was fairly decent early game and would allow us to swap out all prim ones and stop us getting one shot in the head. But I didn't actually know who the guy was I was turning up to meet, until I turned up to meet him and seen him at the ob, and neither did he.
What's going on, bro? Yeah, you're good. Oh, it's you guys. You guys ran into me when you were free on a Char yesterday, and I ended up killing you. Yeah, good luck. Let me know if you need anything else.
So after the trade had went down, we were making more progression towards getting better BPs, but my worry was I had heard talks of people getting Andrewed and Bassy Russian, Shadow Main dashing and kind of things like that going on, so I decided I was going to start building some defences for that and working on the outside of the base to stop us getting that done to us, to stop people whistling shit in or just trying to dash the wall or get in, and make it a little bit harder or buy us some time so we knew what was going on. I hit up another trade because we needed to improve our car line so we could hit up some Extinction OSDs and got a 51 damage car. We then headed over to Extinction to look some drops with our shitty cars, but there was constantly people PvPing, and that was the place for PvP. Before I'd even done half the map, outskirts of the wasteland, I was fucking instantly attacked by someone who was actually decent on an Astro, and at this point, while he was hitting me, I knew I was kind of fucked, so I got my tech suit on, got ready to dip, and there wasn't much I could do because there was going to be two of us and a full tribe of them, and rather than lose my shit, you've got to be smart and Ark. You can stay, die and see our fought till the end, or you can dip out and not lose your shit, which is exactly what I did. So after we had dipped out and got away from the annoying fucking Astradelphus, we went to Gen 2. I was guarding someone while they farmed and got element. We then got jumped by someone on a skiff and another guy next to him. I started trying to fight the skiff to buy the stride of time, and then lo and behold, another fucking Astro pulls up, and I just think, wow, this is going to be a ball ache. Turns out the guy riding the Astro was absolutely dog shit in comparison to the guy on Extinction. I bought us some time, and then I dipped out because it was kind of going nowhere, and we got the strider out. We didn't want to lose the strider this early game when we didn't have many, because it would slow us down and everyone was just farming them like crazy on Gen Season 2. It was back to more building, filling turrets and hatching some new water tames and trying to work on the line so everything was progressing and we were getting ready to do some raid targets and some defences. Then there was an announcement in the Discord that they were going to be running a boss battle and all the new guys coming to the server, they would run through it and anyone who wanted to join in. So I decided I'd never played unofficial, I kind of wanted to see what it was like. I was recording and I thought fuck it, I'll head over, see what it runs like, see what the devs on actual official could be doing, or see how things play out, and kind of it was just a little bit of a different experience. I mean, it was a break from grinding and breeding and taming, so I headed over not knowing what to expect. I thought it was going to be a shit show, laggy and just absolute dog shit, but it actually was really done well. It was organised, it was quite professional, and I would say like for anyone coming over it was really helpful for the new guys, because them coming into the server a month in or a few weeks or a couple of months, doing stuff like this helps with the longevity of a server, because if you don't get tech you pretty much get smashed, and a lot of people were bob stomping for Tribe Map at this point, which was a community alpha Tribe Map. So to round Tribe Map up, Tribe Map was a community driven thing like I said. It was one guy who was part of one of the main tribes on the server. Now you'd send him your base locations, your lines, kind of all the information you really wouldn't want to be giving people, and it would be so he could evaluate you and put you size on his community map, which he posted every couple of weeks. Now from what I've seen he tried to be as fair as he could, but when his alliance is also on that map, these obviously going to be some heated discussions and speculation whether the map is fair or not, and if the size is actually accurate. Adding the fact that they were also at war with people who were ranking, it kind of didn't make much sense, but what made it worse was the tribe map made people bob stomp. Now if I see newbies setting up with auto turrets and knew these guys were PvE less experienced and there was nothing for us to gain, I wouldn't hit them because it would kill the server, and at the end of the day a dead server with no competition is a shit server. Now unfortunately this is what ended up happening, but I don't blame the guy who set it up. He was genuinely trying to do something good, and for some time I think it was actually quite fun, and near the end I thought fuck it, we'll give him our information because we've got nothing to lose. Also we had an announcement of a duplicate of Center 1, Center 2 was dropping, meaning new base locations were coming. So we knew there was going to be no transfers at first, but it was gonna have the full shop, which was obviously pay to win. But however, many people had already saved up points from trading or getting points every 10 minutes in game, and we'd done that ourselves to prepare for Center 2 dropping. Personally, I'd have preferred no transfers at all and no shop, but obviously the server needs money to run, so it wouldn't have benefited the server and him financially. We'd hoped to survive in this base location until transfers had opened against people wanting the base location for themselves. Now this is the part where the PvP starts really kicking in, and I'll also say for the first 2 episodes my mic and setup was broke because this is the first playthrough series I'd done, so I didn't have the settings right, so you'll hear more in-game chat now, more PvP, more crazy shit, but I'm just trying to balance the videos out so they're not too long. And you know, one of the main tribes that everyone seemed scared of had came for us and was planning to hit us. Now these guys were exceptionally good at taking helmets and chests, skilled guys, skilled PvPers, and as far as we could see, there didn't seem to be any exploits or sketchy going on. But in the next couple of episodes, you're going to see that. You're going to see whether we could actually hold the base. Do we get wiped? Do we expand out? Or is that kind of the end of our journey on it? But I really do appreciate your support. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the state of Ark right now. Hit that like button, share the video if you could, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.